Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. So for today's presentation, I would like to show you our presentation called as Business Process Redesign at DP World. It is an interactive session 1, Organization, Chapter 13, Building Information System. So this is the table of contents of our presentation. The first is we have company and case background, which is the company that we have in this study case is DP World. So DP World can be acknowledged as Dubai Port World, that is an Emirate multinational logistic based in Dubai. So the DP World itself, they are specialized in cargo logistic, port terminal operations, maritime service, and free trade zone. So the main value that we can get from the case, they showed that the DP World, before applying the IT, they are using manual and paper-based. But in terms of the process, it wastes a lot of time, and also there are a lot of error made by the human. Because of that, they try to make such a digitalization to enhance its service. So there are some kind of partner or things that they do to enhance its service. The first, they are partnering with IBM WebSphere MG. So the IBM WebSphere MG itself, it helped DP World to create a centralized system of data. So once they want to validate version of data, they can go to IBM WebSphere and get a centralized data. So the data is make it easier to be compromised. So the next that we have for the partner with DP World is Oracle. So Oracle Cloud Application, or can be known as Oracle SaaS, is redesigning business process in DP World. It also includes human resource, procurement, finance, and also operation. And then the third that DP World used to enhance its service is AI. So AI in DP World is used to transform port operation and make them more efficient. And the fourth, we have blockchain. So blockchain is like distributing the transaction of database of product and also the buyer itself. So it can be easier for them to track down where is the stuff. So this is the literature review of my presentation for today. The first, we have business process redesign, which it can be means as providing a variety of tools and methodology to analyze existing process, design new process, and optimize those process. It is the same way at what DP World have done. And the second is cloud software service. And we know that cloud computing is one of the key to make it easier for a company to apply such a service online with a cheaper price. And we can take an example of Oracle Cloud Service, or SaaS, that's partnering with DP World that in terms of the cloud software. And the third, we have system analysis. So in a system analysis that been implemented by DP World, it analyzed a problem and they try to find a problem solving to solve that kind of problem. Because of that, based on the three literature review that we have in our presentation for today, it can be concluded that in uncertain circumstance, it is really important for us to understand about how to build such a good informational system. So we're back with the question number 1. What is business process and why might BPR or business process redesign fail in organization? So the first thing that I will say is I'm going to explain about what is BPR. So BPR is a business process redesign which focus on designing and improving the quality and also the effectiveness of all of the company core process or activity that occur within cross-function that lead to improving the quality of service to customer. So it can be concluded that business process redesign, they are designing and improving a lot of weakness thing that happen in the company, and they try to improve the quality of service to the customer to increase customer satisfaction. But the question is asking, why might BPR fail in organizations? So based on our finding, we found that there are a lot of stuff that can affecting the failness of BPR in organization. The first that we have in here is management heterogeneity. So it means that we know that in every management, there are a lot of people that came from a different culture and also different mindset, because every people have their own feeling and also their own mindset of that. It will be hard for a company to decide what is the best thing that we need to implement or something. And also you need to gather the same mindset between all of the people that came from a different culture. Because of that, management heterogeneity is really hard, and it can affecting the BPR, why it can fail in the organization. And the second is lack of proper training. We know that to implement such a new thing in a company, it will require a lot of training. And in requiring a lot of training, it means that it will use the resource in here. The resource is your employee, and it can drain out the employee performance. And yeah. And the third is it is require excellent leadership. So why it is important to have such an excellent leadership in implementing BPR? Because we know that leader is the one who conduct the new implementment in the company. So if a leader has such a bad leadership, so it means that they cannot conduct or lead the process of implementing the new things. The fourth is strong organizational culture. So why strong organizational culture can affecting the business process redesign? Because we know that sometimes culture is really hard to be changed. When a company or an organization have a really strong culture, it will change all of the employee mindset regarding that thing. And to adopt a new culture, it will be really hard for an organization, because sometimes people will take time to adapt in a new one. And the fifth that we have in here is skepticism about project results. Sometimes an employee, when they try something new, they might think about a failure that might happen at the end of the day. And by thinking with a failure, it can change their mindset that the project or the new project of implementing the BPR will likely to be failed at the end of the day, and it will be a huge problem for the company itself. And the next that we have in here, we have feeling uncomfortable with new working environment, because we know that by implementing BPR or business process redesign, it means that you are redesigning something new for your company. And we know that by changing from the old to new, it will be really hard for an employee to adapt or to feeling comfortable, because they will not feeling the old way before. So it will take time for them. And the seven, why might BPR fail in organization, the last is resistance to change, because we know that business process redesign, it means that they will design a lot of things based on new ideas, new trend, and new innovation to create such a satisfaction for the consumer itself. Because of that, we can say that BPR is resistance to change. So the next question is the question number 2. Do you think the IBM WebSphere MQ technology adopted by DP World was a good solution? What advantages can you identify? So based on the findings from group 2, we can conclude that the IBM WebSphere MQ technology adopted by DP World is a good solution. There are 3 reasons for our answer. The first reason, because the DP World can create a centralized system with the help of IBM WebSphere MQ technology, and it can be mean that it will help DP World at the end of the day, because it can send validated version of document to all related departments. It can be easier, it can be more effective, and simplify all of the process that happen in the DP World itself. The second advantages is that the IBM WebSphere technology is flexible, so it can be mean as 24/7 of working. The second is robust, and the third is scalable. So scalable in here, it can be mean that you can larging or you can minimizing the thing that you need, that you have itself. The software. And the third, why it is a good solution, it is such a good solution because the partnerization between IBM and DP World, it helped DP World to simplify the overall system and reduce the time it took to finish a process. Because you know that before using the IBM, DP World is using their human as the resource for all of the working, and we all know that by using human it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of codes, and also sometimes human error will likely to be happen at the end of the day. The next question will be delivered by Funly, please.
Okay, the next question is about the third questions. The question is, do you think AI could have other use in port operations? From our perspective, that AI also can be empowered for environment controlled by port community systems, so that AI could expand cooperations between various gatherings like port specialists, prosperity proprietors, outsider coordination, suppliers, and the etc. And also the AI will adjust their individual computerized guides based on the other sport that AI this could take into consideration commonly helpful opportunities to further develop effective and cut waste in sport community systems let parties share informations. Next slide, please. About the fourth questions that explain IoT technologies and the possible problems that may arise in implementing IT. The IoT itself it's also mean that describe physical object with sensors, processing ability, software, and other technologies that connect and exchange data with other device and systems. IoT also have implementing like problem that may arise in IoT. They also use the for information theft and unknown exposures. The next one is device mismanagement and misconfigurations, escalated cyber attack, malware, and the high investment costs. Next slide, please. About the last questions, it is what are the four types of organizational change? And give an example of each type from this case. In the first type is strategy transformational change. The next one is people-centric organizational change. Next one is structural change. And the last one is the remedial change. In the strategic itself, it means that a process of changing the overall direction of an organization or group within an organization that also have an examples is DP World's transform from manual to digital operationals. The next one is people centric. It is means that all change will also affect on the people, so it can be need it can be in company or customers, which have an example also in inventive DP worlds create ideas to increase consumer satisfactions by using supply chains intelligence. In the structural change, it is means that involves major shift at how the management works with the example with is the human work shift by AIs, such as the AI-driven chatbots. And the last one is the remedial change. Also can be type of change occur when a problem is identified and a solution needs to be implemented. And also the example of the remedial change, which is DP worlds understand that their operationals is time consuming, so they use the AI to help them into the reduced times. The last slide, please. And the last slide of our presentations, it is DP world situation in 2022. in DP World itself, there is increase in the revenue since 2017 until 2021. Like the before is only 4.7 million, and in 2021 it is 10.778 million US dollars. And also in the situation, there is DP World use AI to audit ERP controls for risk management and compliance. And also the DP World open new tech center in India. I think that's all from our presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Fadli. So the next thing is that we are going to show you the YouTube presentation, the YouTube video for this presentation.
Grab Unlimited, diskon jalan dan gratis ongkir berkali-kali.
Okay, that's all from our presentation. Is there anyone want to ask a question, please? I think it's all clear because no one want to ask questions. So thank you so much for listening to our presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.